Smart man, Eric Massa, Democrat, New York. God bless him. Never heard of him. This is a man with brains and leadership who apparently served in the U.S. military and knows something about national security, unlike any of the other doofuses in New York State. Listen to clip 4 as he continues.
If the American people face the potential of a debilitating illness brought in from outside the country, that is a national security issue.
Sir, with great respect, that's like locking your door after the burglar has already come in. Flu is here. It's 6 to 7 days.
No, it isn't, moron. No, it isn't, airhead.
Correct. And so there are many other things that have to happen. If I was in a position of authority in New York City and had information that you have just shared with your public about, as you mentioned, more than 100 students, I'd be thinking very seriously now of calling a recess from school and keeping kids home so you break the transmission chain.
Correct.
But that's what you also have to do by controlling those coming into your border where there's more cases. So you have to do it all.
That's correct. But Shepard Smith, the Arlen Specter of Fox News, who may soon be moving over to Al Jazeera, says, well, that's like locking your door after the burglar has come in. I guess the airhead doesn't realize that there are it's a continuous flow of people with the flu actually spreads it even further. I guess he didn't read that as far as he went in the grade school. Hartford, Connecticut. Ron, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Hi, Mike. Hey, I had an impulse, kind of concerned earlier. The plane coming in the city would work real well with the fear to get people's mind off this swine flu and maybe work good in recruitment, too, you know, for overseas. Kind of goes along with his speeches.
Look, whatever he did here, no matter which way you cut it, this is a disaster for Obama. This is a disaster for Obama. There's no way to put anything positive on it. What in the world can you say positive about a man who he knowingly let a pilot fly a 747 over New York with 2 F-16s chasing it? A president would do that to panic a city?
No, they shouldn't, but he did.
All right, so how can you put a positive spin on it? Thanks for the call. New York City, WOR, Jean-Marie, welcome to the Savage Nation. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to tell you, Michael, that a year after 9/11 happened, Arlen Specter and his campaign manager visited Fidel Castro with presents, and they spent the whole day with him and exchanged an FD.
Okay, well, there's something wrong with this man. I know that he's a whore, but that doesn't make him a communist. Just because he's a whore, there are many whores who are conservatives. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, this is what I reported today is Arlen Specter's Chappaquiddick. Did you know that Arlen Specter helped the murderer skip bail in 1979?
Yes, I was in.
You knew it. See, I followed that story for years. It obsessed me. How a man who, as a district attorney, could help a murderer skip bail could wind up as a U.S. senator. So it's always intrigued me how this prostitute, Arlen Specter, became a U.S. senator. Remember, it was the whore Arlen Specter who put out the single bullet theory about the assassination of JFK, Jean-Marie.
Did you ever hear the Italian expression, faccia buttana, the face of a whore?
No, I like it. Is that a type of pasta?
No, faccia means face of buttana. It means the faccia buttana.
No, I want to look for that noodle. Where can I get that particular noodle? Wait a minute, I got an idea. You know, a clever pasta maker in New York could make a noodle look like Arlen Specter's face with his nose, and he could call it a faccia la who?
A faccia buttana.
A faccia buttana, there it is, a faccia a Specter.
I love
Why not a faccia a Specter? And it would look like him, and there would be little noodles that you throw in boiling water, and as the noodles boil, the part of the pasta that's shaped like his nose gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You can make a fortune with that product. Someone's going to rip it off. I don't really care. I'd buy the faccia la Specter any minute. But Jean-Marie, doesn't he typify the prostitute?
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, you know, people are shocked. I'm not shocked. I know this guy has been a disgrace from day one. By the way, what's the best sauce for faccia la Specter? Wouldn't it be puttanesca sauce? Hey, one thing is this, I got to tell you the truth, is that a sense of humor will keep us all alive much longer. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
You know what? I wish I could show you a hand signal as far as Arlen Specter goes. It's a certain Italian hand signal where one hand goes over the other and the other hand rises up. That's what I would say to Arlen Specter. You think I'm shocked by any politician and what they do?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Nah, come on. I'm a cynic from the time I was 4 years old. I have no faith in the system whatsoever. Faithless in Gaza. Never mind Huxley's book, Eyeless in Gaza. My book is called Faithless in Gaza. Because, why? Because I come from a family where my father came from a dictatorship. He was born in Russia. He came here when he was 7 years old. He was a cynic all of his life. And I remember from the earliest days walking the mean streets, and he would lecture me on what was going on in the real world. I had no idea what he was talking about. I remember some of it, but he would say to me, look, he said, and I've told you this before, so let me say it again, why I'm a cynic. And maybe it ruined me. I don't know. It's possible. But it's too late in my life to go back and become an ordinary American. One of these schmucks who walk around in Bermuda shorts smiling in a mall. That's not me. I will not be in a pair of checked Bermuda shorts with an ice cream cone in a mall. So when he said to me, we got two bands of thieves running America, the Democrat crooks and the Republican crooks. He said sometimes the Democrat crooks win, and when they do, the Republican crooks scream foul for 4 years. Then when the Republican crooks win, the Democrat crooks scream foul for the next 4 years. I'll be right back.